Yoo-hoo! Hey kids, how's everybody out there in YouTube land today, huh? Another absolutely gorgeous day here in paradise. 86 degrees for a high today. Sun is shining. Let me turn around so you can see here. Here's what the sunset's looking like. Beautiful, beautiful day. I've seen manatees in the harbor. I've seen tarpons in the harbor. I've seen dolphins right next to my boat here in the harbor. Actually, they kind of startled me. They were so close. All in all, a very, very, very good day today. Some big changes coming down the pike. Nothing I can really elaborate on. Just be forewarned, some big changes coming down the pike. Took Miss Lily for her walk this morning. Had a good time. She found a tennis ball, so I threw a ball for her for a while. Like she doesn't have enough tennis balls already. And so we had some fun with that. Got back to the boat. Had to mix up some fuel for the dinghy, and I realized I'm out of fuel, out of gasoline. So first thing tomorrow morning, I need to go do a fuel run and go over to Burdeens and pick up some fuel. So I'm going to need to do a little fundraising, like I don't do enough of that already. Got to do a little fundraising this evening, let people know. Seriously, got to do a fuel run tomorrow. I need to put together like 50 bucks, 40, I think it was like $45 last time I went and got a fuel run. But I need 10 gallons on the boat for the gen set. I need about a third of a gallon to finish topping off the gas can on the dinghy. So, although I made a mistake, I added the oil in first and then went to add the fuel in so I would get the right fuel mixture in the dinghy. And I didn't have enough fuel to finish filling it up. So right now it's got much too much oil in there for the amount of gasoline in there. I mean, I normally run a 40-to-1 mix in the outboard, and it seems like it's cherry and just loves that fuel. I rarely ever have a problem starting my outboard. But right now, instead of putting a full gallon of gas in, I only put in about 2/3 of a gallon. So hopefully I got enough fuel to get me over to Burdeens to get some fuel in the morning. Otherwise, I'll be rowing. Get the oars out and paddle my way over there. So, but anyhow, got some fuel done. Generator fired right up this morning. Had to restart it a second time. It keeps dropping the generator part. It'll fire up, it'll run just fine, and then for some reason it'll just stop generating power. And if I shut it off and I restart it, then it engages again and it generates power. So I don't know what's going on with it, but it's a moot point at that point anyway. Anyhow, so I did that. Went ashore, had a nice, lovely shower today, right in the heat of the day. It was 86 degrees out. It was hot, sticky, muggy, yucky feeling. And I went and took a nice, cool, relaxing shower. Little known detail, by the way, about the harbor here in Boot Harbor in Marathon, Florida. You cannot take a cold shower here. Try as you like. You simply cannot do it. Hey, good people. Hey, pilot, what's up? Hello, Marie. If I missed some other people, I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention to my chat. I had it set to the wrong setting. So if you said something, I must have missed it. So mine is low oil shut off. You check. Yeah, it's not the low oil shut off. The engine doesn't shut off. It just disengages the generator. When it is low of oil, and it has done that before. Hold on, man. Thank you. Helicopter flying right over our head. When it is low on fuel, it shuts the generator off completely. When it just stops generating power, that has nothing to do with low oil. Anyhow, so the generator's fine. Anyhow, a little known fact. The water for the Florida Keys comes from a well that is all the way up by Homestead. So, hey Bob, how you doing, ma'am? Feeling a little better. My voice is still a little shaky though. Helicopter 63 miles an hour. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea how fast he was going. Anyhow, so the water comes from this wellhead that's all the way up by Homestead. and it's put in a pipeline. And keep in mind, this is Florida, so things don't freeze here. Everywhere else, where all you guys live up north, they have to bury the water lines so far underground to get them out of what's known as the frost zone. Well, we don't have a frost zone here, so they can run that pipeline right on the ground and have no fear of the water line freezing up. We just don't get the freezing temperature. Not an issue here. But the sidekick of that is we don't pick up on that geothermal cooling either. And so in a lot of places, that pipeline runs in the water, you know, in the sea, in the bay, along the water edge. Some places it's up on land. Some places it's shallow under the land. But in any event, the water never really cools off. It's, in fact, if you have your okay, all of a sudden I heard an outboard motor sort of stop right next to the side of my boat. Wanted to make sure the dog was okay. She apparently is. Anyhow, so the water that comes down to the Florida Keys gets exposed to the warm air and to the sunlight and what have you, and it keeps that pipe fairly warm. So if you're taking a shower and you turn the water as far cold as you could possibly get it, it's still not really cold. It's not that cold, chilling, you know, really wake you up in the morning, oh my God, that's freezing cold water. We don't have that here. You can turn the shower on just full cold and be taking a, not a hot shower, but not a warm shower, just a cool shower. I'll put it that way. I don't know, I guess I should take a thermometer with me and see what the temperature is. I've never been that anal about it, but it's not a hot shower, it's just a nice cool shower. So, yep, I'm in Marathon. This is Dave and Mel. We are in the Anchorage. Oh, hey, Dave and Mel, how you doing? Yeah, I'm on Papa 3. I'm on P3. Cold shower is just a shower. There you go. Yeah, but it was refreshing. It was very refreshing. So, yeah, if you guys are in the Anchorage, then you're one of those boats out there. This is P row here. That is Q row there. And as the wind turns me around here a little bit, we ought to see, you can see in through those boats there, through that gap there. You can see those boats in the distance. That is that's the Anchorage. There's all those far boats in the distance back there. These boats right here are Q row. The next row after that is R row, but they're all the way out in that area over there. I can almost see over us. Okay, well, that's cool. Yep, you guys are out there. You're closer to the bridge to nowhere. That's where they are. They're out there by the bridge to nowhere. So they are in the direction that the sun sets. Well, actually, it's setting a little bit. Sort of odd, isn't it? Yeah, it is sort of setting more to the north than it has in the past. Weird. Huh, I hadn't really noticed that. I haven't noticed that it's been graduating. I mean, the bridge to nowhere is over there and the sun is setting up there, so kind of odd. Yes, my profile picture. Let me address my profile picture. YouHoo! I have a lot of people who have been I have a lot of really awesome people that love me and help me out and support my channel. And I have to laugh at them sometimes because some of them will donate money with instructions that, you know, this money is to be used for X, Y, or Z. And some people will send money and say, use this money to buy a bottle of tequila, or use this money to buy beer, or use this money for groceries, or and anyhow, I had a guy donate and he said, use this money to buy YouHoo. Well, today, for the first time, I shopped in our new Winn-Dixie grocery store that just opened here in Marathon, Florida. And the new Winn-Dixie has YouHoo. So I bought a bottle of YouHoo. Actually, I had to buy a 4-pack of YouHoo. So I have 4 bottles of YouHoo now. I don't even remember who it was who donated or how much they donated. It's just that I finally found YouHoo, so I got some YouHoo. So now I'm going to have to chill it down. I have the other 3 bottles in the fridge right now. It says Shake It, YouHoo chocolate drink. Probably garbage stuff. I mean, it's probably horrendous. I almost hate thinking about looking at the ingredient list here, but 180 calories for one bottle. And yeah, the first item is water. The second item, high fructose corn syrup. That's like concentrated glycophosphate GMO crap. It's like some of the worst possible stuff you could ever eat is high fructose corn syrup. So, whey from milk. Well, where else are they going to get whey from? Whey comes from milk. Come on, people. Contains less than 2% of coca, alkali, process. Non-fat dry milk, natural artificial flavors, sodium caseinate from milk. Well, yeah, that's where sodium caseinate comes from. Corn syrup solids. Corn syrup solids. So does the corn poop? Is that what we're getting a solid from? Because I've never seen solids in syrup before. Corn syrups, I guess the corn poops. So the corn syrup solids, calcium phosphate, dipotassium phosphate, palm oil. So, you know, got to have some palm oil in there after we're deforesting all the tropical rainforest and planting in palm tree front. Got to support that palm tree stuff going in there. Yeah, natural artificial, right? Guar gum, xanthan gum, mono and diglycerides, salt, spice, soy, lectin, that, you know, soy has been known to cause sterility, niacinamide, vitamin B3, sucralose, vitamin A, palmitate, riboflavin, one of my favorite words, riboflavin, otherwise known as vitamin B2, vitamin D3, as in David 3, and then it says it contains milk and soy. Well, duh, you just said before that there was milk and soy in there, so. Produced under the authority of Mott's, M-O-T-T-S, Mott's. Plano, Texas, the famous location, Plano, Texas, where all your fishing tackle boxes come from. Probably where they get some of the chemicals for making this, from the manufacturer of all that, so. Oh gosh, anyhow, so I have some YouHoo to drink. Not looking forward to that. In all seriousness, I mean, after reading that label, just gives me the willikers just thinking about it. But oh well, it is what it is. Maybe I'll find some nice kid and poison him with it. So, okay. Well, this is my channel. Husband is watching Delos right now. Oh, there you go. Summer is coming. Sun is headed back north. It certainly is. Yep. How do I change that pic? I don't think you can change that pic, but you tequila. Oh, that would be rude, pilot. That'd be really rude. So glad I didn't spend my money on that stuff. Wow. Yeah, nasty stuff, apparently. Who else is in the area? This is really cool. I mean, this is live, and we are watching the same thing. 54. Okay. Yeah. The other, I don't know if they're still in the harbor here, but Learning the Lines was here in the harbor. I don't know if they're still here in the harbor. So, a dark Russian. Yeah, maybe, Gavin. Maybe. Does this person like you? I have no idea, Marie. I've not met them. I don't know. Less than 100. Oh, does the person who gave me the YouHoo like me? Yes. And I don't remember who it was who gave me the money for the YouHoo, but he did it as a joke. He thought it was funny, and it was. But I'm making sure I made sure I found the YouHoo. So tequila has fewer ingredients. It certainly does. So how does it taste? Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll report on that later. So I would put that in hazardous waste. Hey, you know, the majority of the crap that we eat today, kids, is just that kind of stuff, you know? Just that kind of stuff. I had to laugh. The other day, I had someone respond to me. I have been on this, you know, anti-glycophosphate, anti-Roundup, anti-GMO rant for years now. And one of my viewers, one of my longtime viewers, not me, Martin says, one of my longtime viewers had written me the other day, and he had heard about this lawsuit against Monsanto based on the glycophosphate. And I guess there was a guy who was a groundskeeper, and he brought a lawsuit, and he got a multi-million-dollar settlement. And now they're advertising all over the place for putting together a big class action suit against Monsanto for the glyphosate and how it's toxic and poisoning the ground and poisoning the water tables and poisoning all the food that everyone's eating that has the GMO this and that in it, and the high fructose corn syrup being the biggest concentrate coming out of that GMO corn that they're growing. So anyhow, he came back to me and goes, wow, he says, I thought you were kind of a whack job with all your non-GMO stuff. But now I guess I see what you mean. You know, and I guess it took a lawsuit happening for him to wake up and realize that this is some serious stuff going on. So anyhow, I felt kind of vindicated a little bit through that. But yeah, I don't know. What does it take? What does it take to get people to open their eyes? I don't know. You know, I still get the same argument from people, oh, but I can't afford the organic stuff. I can't afford the good food. I'm an advocate that you either pay me now, you either pay for the good food now, or you pay the doctors for your bad health later. And the good food is a whole lot cheaper than the big doctor bills later on. I can assure you of that. I mean, look at me. I am grossly overweight, and aside from my recent little, I don't know what you want to call it, flu or whatever it was I had, which I'm still getting over, I'm normally a fairly healthy person. I mean, I'm no doctor for anything. I have some elevated bilirubins, some liver enzymes that are elevated. Imagine that. I have maybe a little fatty liver disease. Fatty liver disease traced back to the monosodium, to the glyphosate rather. They're saying that's what the stuff does. Plants grow. When a plant grows, it picks up all the nutrients in the soil, and it restructures those nutrients and converts that. It went by pretty close. And it converts that into the plant. You know, you plant this little teeny tiny seed, and out of that, this great big plant grows. Well, how it grows is it's grabbing all these other things from the soil and adding to the structure of that seed, and developing a cellular structure and growing and making this big plant. Well, what it does is it grabs all these things from the soil, and it sequesters them. It encapsulates them. It is in fact made up of all the items that it picks up out of the soil. So what they did is they modified corn, soybeans, and a few other things so that they would not be negatively impacted by the glyphosate. So they could use glyphosate to kill the weeds, but then the plants that have been genetically modified to not be bothered by the glyphosate can survive. The problem is those plants are still picking up the glyphosate. They're still sequestering it, encapsulating it, incorporating it into their structure as they grow. They are just not negatively impacted by it. But then we go and we feed that to our cows. Our cows are not genetically modified. When they eat those proteins, when they eat that plant, those glycophosphates are released out of that. All of those things that had been sequestered and contained and incorporated, all those things become free agents, and then they get into the meat, they get into the beef. So now you have to be careful what you're eating, but you have to be careful about what you're eating as well. So whatever they feed the cows that you're eating, whatever they fed the chickens that you're eating, whatever they fed the pigs that you're eating, is also something that you really have to take pay a lot of attention to nowadays. And unfortunately, these big corporations like Monsanto, they don't give a rat's ass about your health or life expectancy or what have you. They're just selling product. That's all they care about doing. So anyhow, so a lot of people are beginning to finally open their eyes and say, oh my gosh, yes, this really is a problem. So anyhow, I'm going to show you the sunset here because it's kind of pretty. There you can see the sun going down over there. That's kind of neat. Kind of going right down the mast of that boat. Hello, dog. How are you? Well, you guys are looking at that. I'm going to catch up on the chat here. I missed a bunch of stuff. Met them is what he just said. They flew down. I flew down Thursday. Oh, okay, cool. Suggested to you two. I have no problems with the captain. Hey, Gavin, no problem, brother. I read the ingredients before I leave the grocery store. Pretty scary. Yep, yep. The glucose content of the syrup must be at least 88% by weight to qualify as a corn syrup solid. The glucose content. Oh, okay. So it's pooping glucose is what you're saying, Michael, huh? That's what corn syrup solids are, is pooped out glucose. Okay. Sorry, the plastics industry made me rich and retired at 62. The doctors can't save you from poor eating habits. Nope, nope. Pilot Richard's subjective term. There you go. All right, very comfortable. My daughter talked me into organic pretty much everything because she's an athlete. There you go, Andy. I agree with her completely. I agree with her completely. You know, that's the reality of it. So, anyhow, pretty sunset going down. Don't hear any conch horns blowing yet. We got this weird cloud front happening here. I'm going to show this to you. Look at this weird cloud front all the way down there. And it's just this like stream. I mean, because there's no clouds directly above me. But there's just this like line of clouds that runs through the whole area here. Kind of wild. Just like a long line here. There's a conch horn blowing. Eating healthy food, we're at 5 years to your life, so that means you'll be 5 years longer in a nursing home. Well, not necessarily. You know, if you're healthier, you're not going to be in that nursing home. You'll be sitting in the cockpit of your sailboat here in Buki Harbor, enjoying the lovely evening. Friday night. This is Friday night. Should be an exciting night tonight. Although I've not heard much about stuff going on. Although I didn't hear the chat this morning. I turned on the chat. I turned on late. It was like 20 minutes after 9 when I turned on the Buki Harbor chat this morning. And when I turned it on, they were already down to trying to stump the harbor with trivia. So I missed the whole chat this morning. So I don't know what was discussed. Okay. All right, here's some interesting stuff to show you going on in the harbor here. Hold on, let me move around. Over there behind that catamaran, if I can hold it steady enough. See that dinghy that just came out from behind the catamaran? Look at that dinghy towing that sailboat. See that? There's a dinghy towing a sailboat over there. Now they're behind that sailboat. There's the dinghy coming out. No. Okay, now the sailboat's past the dinghy. So I don't know what's going on. No, there's a dinghy out in front of him. He's got a dinghy in front and a dinghy in back. You can see there's a dinghy out in front towing him. And there's a dinghy out back of him as well. Boy, all kinds of conch horn. All kinds of hornage going on, kids. Eating healthy food, okay. Melissa, I don't think she is on a mooring ball, Marie. I think she's in the anchorage. We do the roasted diet, real cheap and healthy. Okay. Yeah, nice sunset. My aunt was an administrator and I nursing home, and said only healthy people ended up in a nursing home. Huh. Terry Palmer, wow, there's a name from the past. Hey Terry, how you doing? Haven't heard from you in a long time. So, anyhow, there's my neighbor sitting over there on the back of his boat. What do you say, neighbor? How you doing? I'm live streaming from my YouTube channel. Say hello. Apparently she can't afford undies. Apparently she can't afford undies. Okay. Didn't you say that you ate bologna? That's not good for you. It has GMOs. Yeah, smoking, I agree completely. Yep, it is not healthy stuff to eat. It used to be better than what it is now, but it is not very good stuff to eat anymore. So anyhow, that's what the harbor looks like going the other direction, looking back up towards Publix and all that. So See some of the boats in the other direction here in the harbor. There's Miss Lily walking around the boat, patrolling. That's kind of what we got going on. I don't know what that's about, but I hear a bunch of yelling going on over there. Huh. I don't know if there's something going on in the athletic fields or if that's over at the city marina, but I heard a lot of voices going on over there. A lot of conversation happening. Well, let me set you guys back down and see what we got going here in the chat. We're in the Anchorage, and no, that is not me. My husband set this up for me on my tablet. Okay. And he was laughing at me. Okay. Well, that's not very nice of him. Tell him to quit looking at those boobies there on Delos and watch this channel because it's more important. Nice to see smoke in the house. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yep. Yep, Smoking's a good guy. Good guy. So anyhow, hello, dog. Come on, get out of my face. I don't need you in my face while I'm live streaming. It makes it hard for me to talk with you in my face. Miss Lily came up and got right in my face here a second ago. She practically stuck her nose like she was trying to smell the inside of my mouth. Why are you so weird, huh? Why are you so weird, dog? There's a dinghy just pulled away, and so she's huffing and puffing at that dinghy that just pulled away. Anyhow, so yes, I did eat bologna, and yes, bologna's not good for you. We don't always do things that are good for us. I guess that's being human, isn't it? So, Pilot says it's Friday, I'm having a beer. Really? Like it matters whether it's Friday or not to you? I know I'm having a beer. I'm having one. I have two more dinglings left. I have one up here on the deck waiting to go, and one more left in the fridge. Then I'm out of beer. Then we are beerless. So, unfortunately, we had some folks donate yesterday, so I was able to pick up a little bit of provisions. Not much, but I was able to get some of the basic stuff. You know, bread, milk, and eggs, those kinds of things, which I was out of. So it was nice to put just a little bit of stuff in here, but going to be a very busy week this week. That much I can assure you. I apologize, I can't go into much detail about what's going to be going on. Rest assured, it's going to be a very, very busy week for me this coming week. I will try to share as much of that as I can with you without doing anything else. Yes, Marie, I did go to Winn-Dixie. I went to the new Winn-Dixie store, and it's nice and it's not nice. Prices were on par with Publix. I didn't see anything there that was really, you know, stellar, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go here from now on, because they were so much better. Meat prices were not quite as high as Publix, but still ridiculously high. But they did have some things that I haven't seen for a long time that I really like. For example, you might remember when I was up in Port Washington, the grocery store up there had chicken that was cryovac packed. Not just, you know, in a bag or whatever, frozen like they do normally chicken, or in the polystyrene with the plastic over it, but in a plastic tray, but then cryovac, where they take all the air out, they suck all the air out of it. And what I have found with my refrigeration is when I buy things that are cryovac'd, they store in my fridge for a much longer period of time, and you need to shop sales. Yeah, smoking, it's just not an event here. And keep in mind, every time I go to the grocery store, it costs 12 bucks in taxis just to come and go. So I only go when I absolutely have to, and when I absolutely can. You know, there's two criterias there, so not a matter of shopping the sales. I don't have the luxury of being able to go to the store every day to take advantage of a special someday that's there and someday that's not. That's just not a practicality for me right now. But so they did have the cryovac chicken, which I was glad to see, at a reasonable price. I did pick up a package of chicken, and They had some other flavors of my seltzer water, which intrigues me. Prices were about the same. You get three 12 packs for 12 bucks, three 12 packs for $9, for either $9 or $12 or $10, whatever. They always have some sort of deal like that. Basically, it's about the same price as pop. It's just a lot healthier for you. Let's see, what else? Chocolate flavored Ready Whip. That's just wrong, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's right, but I saw that today. I've never seen that before in a grocery store. Chocolate flavored Ready Whip. No, not Ready Whip. I'm sorry. Is it Ready Whip in the can that you spray, you know, and you... I don't know. Is that Ready Whip that comes in the can? Or is that Cool Whip? No, that's Ready Whip. Cool Whip's in the tub. Anyhow, I saw chocolate flavored, Hershey chocolate flavored Ready Whip. I didn't buy any of that. A lot of local market stuff, meaning there was a lot of Cuban stuff for sale. Cuban breads, Cuban cuts of meats, Cuban pastries in the pastry stuff. A lot of Cuban themed items, Cuban catering to the Cuban market, clearly catering to the Cuban market down here. I mean, they had a whole section. You know, normally you go in a grocery store, they'll have an aisle that'll be ethnic foods. And they did. They have an aisle of ethnic foods. And then they had a couple spots around the store where it was just Cuban stuff. Not an aisle, but, you know, the equivalent to maybe 3 aisles in different places that's just Cuban stuff. Cuban meats, Cuban cuts of meats, vegetables that the Cubans prefer. Spices and additives and seasonings and I don't know, Cuban breads. I mean, I actually saw a loaf of bread. It looked like a great big loaf of French bread, and it said Cuban bread on it. Not French bread or Italian bread, it said Cuban bread on it. So, I don't know. Some odd and end stuff like that. And I got the fried chicken deal. Their fried chicken deal was $1 more than it is at Publix. That was more expensive for the fried chicken dinner. And the chicken was not as good as Publix fried chicken. Publix fried chicken was better than their fried chicken. So, I don't know why. I didn't bother to take the time to figure out why it was different. It just seemed like it had almost too much stuff on it, you know. So, I don't know. It seemed odd, but it is what it is. What did I miss in the chat? Now that I'm retired, I don't know where I had time to work. Yeah, right, Pilot? Honestly, with the grocery prices today, you're better off eating at restaurants and just get the daily special. You know, rejects, there's actually a lot to be said about that. You may very well be correct, so... Good for you, Pilot. Carl, you don't walk to the store. I don't walk back from the store, Marie. I'll use the dinghy to bring me back because I just have too much stuff that I can't carry it all. I do walk to the store, but today it was 86 degrees out. I just came out of taking a shower. I didn't want to get all hot and sweaty again, so I took the taxi over there to go shopping today. You should try mayonnaise on top of the rice. It's so good. Mayonnaise on rice, okay. Whip stuff can be used anywhere, okay. You know, if I had a lady friend on the boat, we could find some good uses of that Ready Whip, but Cuban food is delicious. Yes, it is. A lot of it's very good stuff. Husband said we can come over for a few beers if you want. You're going to be around. Yeah, I'm going to be around. You guys are welcome to stop by if you want to. I'm going to be live streaming here for probably the next half hour or so, but if you guys want, come over and we'll have you on the live stream. You can meet everybody. So sure, come on up. But bring beer because I only have 2 left and I'm going to drink 1 of them. Oh, you have a dog? Yeah. There's Miss Lily right there. That's my dog, Miss Lily. Yeah, and the name of my boat is the Lily 2, named after, well, actually the boat was already named Lily 2 when I bought it, so, duh. Da 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 da. Oh man. Anyhow, kids, so it was a good day. Picked up some provisions, got those back to the boat, got those put away. Didn't buy anything. I bought some chicken, but other than that, I didn't buy any other meats. I have a viewer friend of mine who said he's sending me a package, and there's a bunch of meats and stuff in that package. So I was really leery of putting anything else in the refrigerator. I'm trying to leave as much refrigerator room as possible. So, how cute, you have lights on or something to see you. I do not have lights on, but I'm on P row. I'm on P3. So, will be nicely most likely to troll. Yeah, Paul, you never know. You never know. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt until they prove otherwise. So, I mean, stuff happens. So, should let my husband do this, he will know. Okay. Anyhow. Just trying to think of those people here, they don't know where to go to. If you leave the anchorage and you head towards the marina office, you'll be crossing through the west end of the mooring field. And that's where all the rows are identified alphabetically, PQRST. I'm on P row. So if you look at the mooring balls, each mooring ball will have a letter and a number, like P3, P4, P5, Q5, Q6, Q7, S8, S9, S10, whatever. So look at those mooring balls, and from there you should be able to find me. I'm on P row number 3. So anyhow. Yanking change. There you go. How you doing? We're losing it apparently. Okay. Just said that wasn't nice. Yeah. Well, we've been attacked by a lot of trolls, Melissa. So Lily looks chill right now. She is, didn't she? I love it when she's like that, where she's just up there hanging out and chilling. Of course, now we bring it up, and she's gonna have to come walk around, but. Okay, see you soon. All right, guys. So come on down. We'll see how real you are. Hi, sweetie. What you doing, huh? Huh? What you doing up there? You behaving yourself? You behaving yourself? We might have visitors. What do you think about that, huh? Oh well, I'm sorry your husband's laughing at you. So, sometimes, yeah, JC. Sometimes they do. You know, there's casualties in every war. You can't please all the people all the time. Hell, I don't even try pleasing half the people part of the time. So, I'm over it. We'll move on. So anyhow, good night tonight. Starting to get dark, as you can see, so we're probably not going to be live streaming too much longer until it gets dark. But in the meantime, I'm trying to think of what topic should we talk about. Oh, what did I see going on today that I thought was interesting? Really not much. Oh yeah, I guess there was a big shooting. Do you guys see that? There was a big shooting. Well, where was that? Chicago or someplace? There was a big shooting. I just saw the headline. There was a big shooting and it ended poorly or something, or they weren't happy with the outcome. I guess I don't know any of the details to it. Was that in Atlanta? Okay, that was in Atlanta. Huh. Yeah, that'll get all the anti-gun nuts fired up. Yep. You know, blaming the gun for these shooting events is like me blaming a spoon for me being fat. Spoon had nothing to do with it. The gun had nothing to do with it. Just some whack job with a bad attitude doing something that he shouldn't be doing. You know what? If there were more good people with guns, there would be fewer bad people with guns getting away with these shooting incidences. So we have company coming. How exciting. Okay. Collateral damage. Yep. Cop got his finger blown off. Oh, wow, that's not cool. Well, how did he get his finger blown off? Did he shoot himself in the finger, or did somebody shoot at him and he had his hand in the way or something? I always wonder how things like that happen, you know? How does that work? Kind of odd. Yeah, his finger blown off. That sucks. It does. That's not good. Oh gosh, what else is going on? That's really it. That's really it. I haven't seen anything real exciting happening today. I did not go check the mail today. I did not go check the mail. I don't think I had to check the mail today. I was assured that there's a package coming to me, but it's not going to get here till like Tuesday. I think that was what I understood. It's not going to get here till like Tuesday. So I wasn't too worried about whether it was going to be here or not today. I'm not sure. Should I look every day, or should I not worry about it and just go look on Tuesday? I don't know. Of course, Tuesday I'll probably be sure anyway, because it's Domino's Day. We play Domino's on Tuesday. Well, I just saw a dinghy coming this way. I don't know if that's them or not. They're going on by. Well, apparently not. Okay. So that's not them. I don't see any other dinghies out there heading this direction. Someone shot at him. Okay. Stay away from those big cities, bad places, yeah. Did your boat have a fin keel? Been watching Miss Lone Star? No. Yeah, I guess in reality, yeah, it is sort of a fin keel design. Yes. Mine is the same boat as her little mess. It's a Cal 229. It's the same model boat as her little mess. So gun butts should be fired up too. Mentally disturbed individuals giving gun owners a bad reputation. That's right. Yep, that's right. Hey, more people are killed in America every year by bad drivers. So should we ban automobiles? You know, more people are killed by knives, by sharp objects. So should we ban sharp objects? You know, it's weird. I had to turn around. My foot's falling asleep. So I had to turn around to see what's going on with that. Get some blood flowing. Oh, Adventure Scientist has something going on. Let's see, announcing the latest Adventure Scientist projects. You guys may remember the Adventure Scientist people are the people that I did that plastic study with while I was up in Alaska. Let's see, they're doing a program on coast redwoods and other species, and they need help. So if you're in the Pacific Northwest, along there, or California, Andy, you're in California, they're doing some work on coastal redwoods and other species. So they need some research, some citizen science to help with that. Let's see. Coming soon, timber on television. Huh. Guess they're going to be doing something about timber. I don't know. I'm not much of a... I'm not in the anti-timber genre. I have owned large tracts of land that we've cut the timber off of before, and years ago, and I've had the experience of seeing how well it improves the quality of the forest to selectively cut. So I'm not one of these people that says, oh, we should never cut a tree. That's ridiculous. It's, you know, it's just like mowing your lawn. It needs maintenance. It needs to be maintained. So, and in fact, good forestry management keeps access roads up in the woods, which, as a firefighter for 8 years, you know, I like the idea of being able to have good access up in the woods to get fire equipment in there. So, I guess that's it. They're doing a study on redwood trees. So, that was the news today that came from that. So, let's see what's going on. No, I don't want that. Wrong button. Wrong button. Where's the right button? There's the right button. My two phones, I should make sure that all of the apps are in the same places on both phones. It would make it a lot easier to know what's going on. To be able to find a button if I want to go do something. So, let's see. Okay. Nothing personal, but Dave said maybe another time we will be paddleboarding to the marina in the morning night, Carl. Okay. Take care, Melissa. We'll see you later. Texting is a major problem and head on. How many people die every year from heart failure? Yeah, so let's ban hearts. Oh, chill, pilot, all is good. Yeah. Yeah, JC, I don't know. You've not been around here very long to be telling pilot to chill. I suggest you leave him alone. Nope, it doesn't look like we're having anybody on the show tonight, Ed. Oh, really, Billy? Yeah. I was wondering about, actually, pilot, that's why I was thinking about, I remember that shooting was in Georgia, and I was wondering if Billy was getting out of control down here in Georgia, if he was shooting people. So, anyhow, Yahoo News headlines. Let's see. What's the headlines for the U.S. for Yahoo News? See what's going on in the world. New car leases might blow your mind. Okay. U.S. Attorney General orders probe into mistreatment of gay employees. U.S. Attorney General orders probe into mistreatment of gay employees. Okay. Also, did you notice all the spin going on now that the no collusion report came out? Now there's all kinds of spin starting to happen with that. I find that pretty interesting. U.S. ratchets up pressure on Venezuela and Cuban backers. Okay. Rwandan convicted of lying while seeking U.S. asylum after genocide. Okay. 8 things you think are tax deductible that aren't. U.S. judge rules against Expedia in United Airlines fair listings lawsuit. All right, Expedia lost. California sues U.S. agencies over data on vehicle emissions freeze. Nebraska woman says carrying her gay son's baby was her gift. Okay. Tips for getting hired in journalism. Police arrest local man in quadruple North Dakota murder. Second wealthy parent to plead guilty to U.S. college admission scandal. Chicago will sue actor Jussie Smollett after he refuses to pay for police overtime. Oh, gosh. Baby boomers in heavy debt may get fresh start. California man, age 67, falls to his death in the Grand Canyon. Amid complaints of unwanted touching, Biden jokes he got permission to hug. CDC investigates E. coli outbreak in several states. You need a second hernia surgery. Do you need a second hernia? Okay. Ohio ex-convict charged after claiming to be long-lost Illinois boy. Oh my gosh, what a bunch of nonsense. Okay. The only thing in there I find interesting is the CDC investigating E. coli outbreaks. I find that to be interesting. So much of the farming techniques are changing right now. And we're going into where we're seeing a lot more hydroponically grown lettuces. And that's where you get most of the E. coli is from fecal matter being used to fertilize fields and then growing things like lettuce in those fields that's exposed to that fecal matter, and then that is then, you know, not adequately washed and brought to market. And so more and more of that kind of stuff is being grown hydroponically now, because if they grow it up hydroponically, it doesn't have contact with the soil, doesn't get the fecal matter on it. So it's a healthier way to grow lettuces and stuff. And I find it interesting how many of these new urban farms are coming up, where they're taking old, warehouse space and converting them into these really cool high-tech farms, hydroponic farm systems. Some pretty amazing stuff going on in that genre right now. Pretty amazing stuff. I know in New Jersey they built a multi-million-dollar facility in New Jersey where they took a big old warehouse. No, I'm sorry, a big old shopping mall. It was a part of a shopping mall that had closed down. And because people don't, shopping malls are something people don't do anymore. Everybody buys it from Amazon. So they went in and they found I think it was like an old Sears store, JCPenney, something like that. And they gutted it and they converted it over to this hydroponic farm. So they're growing lettuce and other plants and stuff in there, herbs and what have you, and selling them that way. So pretty interesting stuff. So let me see what I'm missing here in the chat. Funny, I thought the same thing. Yep, something wrong. Oh gosh, you guys. To be frank, your mods are the reason I don't chat on here. Okay, no problem. Toxic vibe here that didn't used to be. All right. How much did you donate? Yeah. E. coli is a huge problem with organic veggies as they use manure for fertilizer. A lot of them do, yes. Yep, that can be. Yeah, well, it didn't upset me at all, C. James. I'm not the least bit upset. Yeah, the problem with E. coli is encapsulated. It has a protective shell around it. When you eat it, your digestive system breaks down that shell. But cleaning, they generally clean a lot of the farming implements and stuff with bleach. And the E. coli, the shell protecting the E. coli is impervious to bleach. Chlorine doesn't seem to bother it. So they can't use chlorine, because typically what they would do is they would wash vegetables in a very, very mild bleach solution, water with just a little bit of bleach in it, what would be plenty to, purify the water from most contaminants. It will not kill E. coli. And so they wash the lettuce and stuff in there, and they're just not killing the E. coli. So they are making some headway now with radiating the vegetables. But gosh, what other problems does that bring? Who knows? So anyhow, guys, listen, it's getting pretty late, and as you can see, it's getting dark here. It's hard for you to see me. So we'll just go ahead and end it here. I'm going to say everybody good night and thank you for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Remember, down below, there's a link down below to my PayPal. Could really use some folks to donate so that we have funds to C. James, please stick around and express your freedom of speech. Okay. All right. Well, so looks to me like J.C. Burton and this other guy are obviously just a couple of trolls talking amongst themselves, thinking that they're all funny and that. So we'll just get rid of all that right now. So try to be more fecal because it matters. There you go. Yeah. Anyhow, guys, if you could kick in, I really need to go for a fuel run tomorrow. I'm about $50, $48 shy of a fuel run. So if anybody can help out with that, that would be great. I would greatly appreciate it. Because otherwise there'll be no generator, and if there's no generator, there's no recharging the phone or powering the live stream. So if we don't get some funds in to buy some fuel in the next, well, 24 hours, I will not be live streaming tomorrow. It's just that simple. If I don't have the fuel for the generator, I can't do the live stream. And I don't have the funds to go do that right now. I don't even know if I have enough gas to even get over there to get fuel. So I need to make a fuel run tomorrow, so if guys can help out, that'd be great. If you can't, well, then it is what it is. Anyhow, guys, listen, be good, be careful, take good care of one another.